Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Wednesday the 13th of March. Auckland man Frederick Hobson will be sentenced in June after pleading guilty to murdering dairy worker Janik Patel. Hobson fatally stabbed Patel in November 2022 while stealing a cash register at Sandringham's Rose Cottage superette. Two other men were arrested and charged with Patel's murder along with Hobson. Both have pleaded not guilty and are awaiting trial. Meanwhile, police are investigating after a sudden death in Tasman's Golden Bay this morning. Emergency services were called to an incident on Pigville Road near East Takaka just before 8 a.m. The death is being treated as unexplained and inquiries are ongoing. And a post-mortem is underway after a body was found in a bag in the water off Auckland's Gulf Harbour. Police officers have been speaking to locals, including fisherman Paul Middleton, who first told police about the gruesome find. Acting Detective Inspector Tim Williams says the investigation remains in the very early stages and their priority is to establish the person's identity and cause of death. He says they encourage residents in the Gulf Harbour area who may have seen anything suspicious to contact them. Labor wants the government to put their money where their mouth is and offer police better pay. It comes as the Police Association dubs their latest pay offer a kick in the teeth. Labor's Kieran McAnulty told Mike Hosking the government campaigned on cracking down on crime, so need to fairly compensate officers.
It's less than what was originally offered under us. And when National spent the whole time in opposition talking tough on supporting police, they've got a chance to do that now and they're not doing it.
The Social Workers Association is very disappointed at the Police Minister's comments. Speaking to media, Mark Mitchell said if social workers were doing a good job of stopping lower level offending, the country wouldn't be dealing with the current level of violent retail crime. It came after a social worker told RNZ military-style boot camps are not the answer to dealing with problematic youth. Chief Executive Nathan Chong-Ni says these types of statements impact the whole sector.
The challenges that the Minister is describing when it comes to youth offending is not a reflection of poor social work practice, and comments like this are really a deep concern to me.
Dunedin residents are one step closer to a 17.5% rates increase. Ratepayers will soon have their say after councillors signed off on the proposed rise yesterday. Councillor Carmen Houlihan says rates shouldn't be the only tool and other options need to be brainstormed. She says the government needs to talk to Local Government New Zealand about different ways of generating funds for councils. Councillors will continue the draft annual plan meeting today. And water lost from leaky pipes is said to be worth upwards of $122 million a year. A briefing from the University of Otago Wellington campus has found nationwide roughly 20% of water's lost due to leaky pipes. In Wellington, that's closer to 50%. To sport, the All Whites will square off against Mexico in September. A friendly between the sides has been announced for California on September 7. Munster will host the All Blacks 15 in a tour match later this year in Limerick. Munster has announced they'll host the New Zealand A side on November 2nd. And one of the country's longest-serving endurance cyclists, Regan Goff, has announced his retirement from the sport. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.